I don't think we're going to see too much gambling in this match, though. This match, I think it's just going to be a straightforward banger. As we get into this next PvP best of 3, this is the semifinals. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Golden Aura, it is the Golden Boy, MaxPax. Arguably the best Protoss in the world that we will never see. His opponent in the lower right-hand corner, vying for the title of second best Protoss in Europe. It is Team Liquid's Skillous. Was looking quite strong in the last match against Harstom. And in general, is a very strong player. Again, has taken out just about anybody. I feel like Skillous is a threat to anybody in a good match. But PvP against MaxPax is a tough one. Like I said, so a lot of PvP does come down to gambling, trying to throw your opponent off, trying to trick your opponent, bamboozle your opponent. Those are all very big strategies. For Protoss in general, kind of confusing your opponent, tricking your opponent is a big part of the race in general. But in PvP, you know, I would say like even more so. And maybe that's just because you have 2 Protosses, so you have double the chances of the bamboozle. But a lot of this matchup does feel like it can be about making your opponent think you're doing one thing, go in the other direction, right? This is really interesting, though. So MaxPax... Oh, you know what? It's not that interesting. Never mind. MaxPax going for the high ground gate. Skillous going for the low ground. It's usually MaxPax going for a low ground single gate expand. But, I mean, Skillous' Nexus is done. MaxPax has not started his yet. So this puts MaxPax in kind of a weird spot. He's got the Stargate on the way. But I would say this is a very good start for Skillous. We'll see if MaxPax can get something done to equalize this. But his Nexus is very delayed based on Skillous's. But yeah, it is interesting. I feel like Skillous is trying to kind of play MaxPax's game in a way. MaxPax is... A lot of his builds that have been really good are... they're kind of like economic cheeses, right? Even the original MaxPax build, it was this like hyper greedy play where you put the Nexus down so early, but because you're being aggressive, there's nothing the opponent can do about it. And, I mean, in PvP, we see MaxPax is the player that goes for one gate expands. He was like a pioneer of that and was the one doing it even when everybody else said it was bad. MaxPax would do it and would win all the time with it. Hold every bit of aggression. I remember when he first started doing the one gate expands, and the best Protosses in the world would be like, oh, well, I'll just attack him and he won't be able to hold it. And every time MaxPax would hold it, it was actually insane. Even back when he was not the best Protoss in the world, he was still doing stuff like that. But Skill's turning it around a little bit here. Now, a few probes have started to go down, 5 of them. We see Skillous still 6 workers ahead right now. And, you know, this is MaxPax trying to equalize for that later Nexus a little bit, but it's just not quite enough. Especially after, you know, losing the Zealot, the Adept, one of the Oracles now. 5 probes doesn't really make up for that. There's no shield battery down here, though. Another couple of probes do go down. Twilight Council here on the way for Skillous, as his third base is already started up. But yeah, it puts MaxPax in a tough spot, right? He just knows he's down economically. His blink is a little bit earlier, but his third base is a bit later as well. Oh man, he's going to get caught out by Stalkers here. Neither player has blink ready, which means just the bigger Stalker count from Skillous is going to win the day. As Skillous didn't build, you know, a bunch of harassment units, so he's just got the Stalker count. He's going to force the cancel on the third base. The Oracle looking for damage on the other side of the map, but it seems to be out of juice. So it's not going to be able to find anything here. There's a proxy gate for MaxPax, so as he cancels that third base, I think he's just got to go. Like I don't think he has too much of an option here. I say that, and then he immediately goes to put down a new third base. He's actually insane. This proxy gate is so close. I'm shocked Skillous hasn't scouted it yet. Skillous is still in a very good spot. We see he's up quite a few workers. I mean, his blink isn't quite done yet, but he is still up a couple of stalkers here. Although, as I say that, MaxPax warps in 4 more, and he's going to try to bust up this ramp. There is a shield battery. MaxPax could try to blink on top of it, but it looks like he's going to blink backwards. But already losing a stalker. Skillous sends him packing, and now Skillous's blink is done. That's a bit of a problem for MaxPax. Ooh, trying to get a stasis trap. Does catch a few probes, not a ton. The Oracle is going to get pushed away by these blink stalkers. MaxPax maybe thinking about trying to blink up into the main. That's a bold choice. But he's going to go for it. Oh my god, Skillous dodging those stalker shots. Every time I see blink stalkers dodging the entire volley of a stalker army, it's just so cool. Skillous pushes him away. Doesn't really lose anything. Did he lose like a pylon or something? I don't even know. Oh, 2 Adepts getting in. Skillous splitting off a few stalkers to deal with that, which he will successfully do. There's no shield battery at this natural, which is a bit of a problem. But I think Skillous is going to be able to get out here and defend this. MaxPax moving around a lot, trying to find an opening, but honestly, Skillous has done such a good job at defending. It's incredibly impressive. This stasis trap also catching about 3 probes, which is pretty nice. It is something to try to equalize the income here for MaxPax, who's finally pulling it back. I mean, honestly, this isn't as big of an advantage for Skillous as I would have thought. These are pretty low numbers. MaxPax has kept it pretty close, especially with those stasises. And now the worker count is close enough to be equalized as both players start up their 4th bases. So MaxPax, well, he wasn't able to find any big damage, and honestly, overall, has traded worse. I feel like he's in a decent spot here. As I say that, Charge is about to finish, +1 is about to finish, and Skillous, he's just been warping in a bunch of units. He is ahead in army supply right now. MaxPax trying to delay him a little bit, trade a little bit with these stalkers, but the problem with Blink Stalker versus Blink Stalkers, it's very hard to be cost efficient in those fights. You're likely going to trade pretty evenly, and we again see it was like 3 stalkers lost on each side. Not a huge deal either way. A couple more probes do go down here. MaxPax doing a good job keeping Skillous back. If he can buy some time, he's going to have his own charge. +1's about to finish for him as well. Going to make Skillous's push here a little bit less strong, but Skillous is almost up 30 army supply right now. This is a big deal. There's a lot of army. Oh, MaxPax moving out on the map again. I don't know. I don't know if MaxPax is going to be able to hold this. He doesn't really have much going for him right now. Skillous just has more stuff. Skillous though being a little bit timid here, and I feel like that could be a problem for him. If he's able to give MaxPax time to just build up more of an army. MaxPax does have DTs. 1 DT warping in right now. See if that can go get anything done on the other side of the map. Oh, he's just going to run directly into this army. That is a bit unfortunate for MaxPax. DTs are not that cheap. I do feel like an Archon here, like a DT Archon, not a terrible idea for MaxPax. There's a lot of charge lots for Skillous. Just having 1 Archon to kind of be a backbone could be really nice. We have the Warp Prisms passing each other on the top side of the map. MaxPax seems to be pretty well set up for this, though, with the Stalkers in the main. Skillous is taking advantage of the fact that he's the one out on the map with the bigger army, putting pressure on, and he's going to take this gold base. Warp Prism getting jumped on. It will go down, but before Zealots get out. And they will at least be annoying. No shield battery for these Stalkers, so... Same time, Stalkers pushing forward here for Skillous. Gets a few caught in a stasis trap. As we head towards Maxed, Skillous is going to get there sooner, but it's not going to take that long for MaxPax to catch up. And once he had 200 supply, that army supply lead that Skillous has had for the last few minutes here is going to go away, right? They're going to equalize an army supply. And MaxPax is not that far behind an upgrade, so his +2 is just finishing right now. It's also going to have Shadow Stride finishing, which is a really important late game upgrade. And so while Skillous has done a great job in the early and mid game stages, MaxPax is getting set up for some late game action. Well, we have another force cancel here. Skillous again stopping MaxPax from expanding, while he himself has his own 5th base up and running, and it's a gold as well. Oh, and this is, I feel like that's a good fight for Skillous there, as a lot of MaxPax's army was bunched up on that ramp. But we're hitting that point where we're about to be maxed, so the army supply is going to equalize very much here. Surprised we have not seen any disruptors coming out. It seems disruptors are not in fashion in this matchup anymore. Or the players just don't like to use them. Another cancel here. I mean, that one was just a pylon, but didn't even get the base started. Oh, I don't know if Skillous saw that. These DTs are trying to find a way in. Skillous needs to make sure to have, cannons and shield batteries at every base. I would not hate to see 2 cannons at every base. And it looks like he's pretty well set up for this. Yeah, he knows MaxPax. He knows he wants to be getting those DTs in. Blink DTs, especially if they're paired with the charge lots, can be very powerful at cracking a base. Now, +3 is going to finish up sooner here for Skillous, not to mention that he got the 2nd forge and started up +1 armor at around the same time, so he is going to have 3-1 to just the +2 attack of MaxPax. MaxPax is not going to want to be taking fights here very soon, but he is trying to distract while he runs in with the Zealotin DTs. However, Skillous seems to be pretty well set up for this, trying to take this 6th base. No static defense just yet, but as I say that, a bunch of it's going down. MaxPax rotating around. It looks like he's going to send the whole army over here. Finally, MaxPax getting back out on the map. He's been stuck at home for so long. Oh, no detection here for MaxPax, so these DTs of Skillous are going to do a great job, but the Stalker's going to come in. Skillous says, oh, you're going to stop my 5th base. All right, or 6th base, actually, excuse me. He's going to blink in on this side, but we have the recall from MaxPax and a big stasis trap here. Skillous having a lot of Stalkers get caught. He's going to keep fighting through it, though, using them as a force field against the Zealots, while a few of the Stalkers hit on the top side. I don't know if MaxPax recalled enough to actually take this fight right now. It looks like Skillous might be able to crack this, especially with the Stalkers coming out of the stasis. Yes, the 6th base went down for Skillous, but this is a much bigger deal for MaxPax as he's losing these Stalkers, and his army supply is plummeting. Skillous is going to blink out. Oh no, he's just going to stay in and keep fighting. He does have detection, so the blink DTs are not going to be able to sort this. MaxPax has some units coming in from the south side. Does Skillous have reinforcements? I feel like these Zealots just showed up from somewhere. A couple more Stalkers going down here. MaxPax down 40 army supply, 16 probes falling. And while the base stays alive, it's still 5 bases to 5. That's why Skillous was so comfortable just canceling this base, just letting it go down. Doesn't have to worry about it, because that base is not nearly as important as this base for MaxPax. Skillous has the gold. He is still mining better, and he is still going to be able to reinforce more. Down goes that 4th base as Skillous runs away. He's got so many Zealots in this army. Both players have a lot of Zealots in their army. Skillous is ahead on upgrades as +1 shields is finished as well, as that armor, as that +3. And it just feels like MaxPax is getting overrun here. I think Skillous is moments away from victory in this game number 1. A lot of probes going down on the other side of the map, but that is just not going to be enough to bring it back for MaxPax. Skillous takes game number 1. Turns out Skillous is really good at this game. Honestly, that, like, if you covered the names, I would have thought MaxPax spawned on the bottom. With the wall in on the low ground, MaxPax is one of the few that does that. I don't see Skillous do that against other Protoss. I feel like that is specifically something he does against MaxPax. And I think it's really cool that players have, you know, they have their PvP builds, but I think they pretty much all have specific PvP builds against MaxPax. If they're playing him, they got to get their other set of builds ready to go. But Skillous just looked, he was just ahead, like straight up. Again, Skillous felt like he was playing like MaxPax that game, where he just starts out ahead with the greed, and then everything MaxPax kind of was trying to get back into the game with, Skillous was wax on, wax offing him. He was just knocking it to the side. And because he was ahead, he just stayed ahead. I mean, honestly, it was pretty straightforward. A lot of the fights were really back and forth, and it was just MaxPax trying to find a way to bring Skillous down, to knock Skillous down. It just didn't happen. And we're going to get into game number 2 on Ghost River. We're spawning in the upper left-hand corner. We have the one and only Maxi Paxi, who is in danger of not getting to the finals of the EPT Europe this week. A crazy thing, as his opponent is up 1-0 in this PvP. It is Team Liquid's Skillous. I'm going to grab some water real quick while we get the start of this game going here, as I am thirsty. Drinking water is good. I highly recommend, if you're watching right now, get some water. Drink some water. It's good for you. It tastes good, too. Cold water. So good. I'll be right back. Have the probes done anything interesting? I don't think so. Do we have any dead probes? Was mid-mining better? Ooh. I don't know. Seems pretty close to me. I don't think we missed much. I have some cold water. I woke up the cat by accident, which I feel bad about. Also realized I have pizza in the fridge still. How long does pizza stay good in the fridge for? Anybody know? These are the really important questions that we have to ask at the start of PvPs. Because I kind of want to eat that pizza after I'm done with this cast. But it has been a few days. So I'm wondering, like, oh, is it worth it? Is it worth risking it? I could pop it in the oven to warm it up. Or I could just eat it cold. Cold pizza is very good. I don't know. Tough decisions I got to make. This is the life of a streamer, if you guys are wondering what it's like to be a caster. Skillous once again really trying to block MaxPax's expansion here. But this game not going for the super fast expansion on his side of the map, opening up pretty standard, as you'd expect. Going for a Twilight Council off one base right now. As the first Oracle's heading across the map. Looks like finally MaxPax will clear this. Be able to take his expansion. He does have a Void Ray on the way. Skillous is going to go for a Nexus, so the Oracle will confirm. There's no shield battery here. So the Adept Oracle combo is actually kind of big right now. Uh-oh, Skillous is going to recall these 2 Stalkers, but the Probe's actually kind of body blocking from this Oracle. The Adept goes down, but that is 4 dead Probes. And that's big in this game, where Skillus's expansion is not that far ahead of MaxPax's. Last game, it was like a full Nexus build time. This game, not so much. MaxPax has his Twilight Council up as well. He's got the Void Ray out just to help out in case Skillous gets a little bit cheeky. But I think Skillous is probably going to stay pretty defensive here. I say the Void Ray was for defense, but as I say that, MaxPax walks across the map with it and with his gateway units. He's trying to keep the army in the main base while he hits the natural, but I think Skillous has enough to hold on here. No shield battery on the low ground is very painful. Guardian Shield is going to pop. Prismatic Alignment pops as well. That Void Ray taking a lot of damage here. Ooh, Stalker's trying to figure out where they want to go. The Oracle comes in to help combo on one of those Stalkers. This is painful for Skillous. He's got to pull the Probes right now, and he's not ahead a bunch of workers this game. In fact, he's behind in workers now as he loses a couple more. Blink is almost done, but it's not quite done. A second Oracle comes in. Oh my god. More damage getting done. MaxPax finding the damage this time. As now 6 Probes have gone down. That attack working out beautifully for MaxPax. Oh, he's taking some excellent trades. Wow, he has lost almost nothing. And remember, a lot of this too is that the Pylon and the Cybercore from earlier. Oh no, more Probes going down. Oh my god. 10 kills on this Oracle. And it just trades off the second Oracle to come in. Skillous is just going for it. He's just going for it. That's it. He's just going to try to go win this game right now, and he's not going to do it, and I think we're going to a game 3. There's the GG. Oh my god. Wow. Crazy how strong MaxPax makes that look. He's just like, yeah, of course. 2 Stalkers, a Zealot, a Void Ray, and like a cheeky Oracle will win the game. I tried to get them to wait for Roddy. I really did. Okay, I think we're gonna restart. All right, excellent. Roddy watched the stream for that game. And then so for game 3, I was like, hey, let's make sure to wait for Roddy. And we started the game. We get into the game. They leave the game because they forgot to wait for Roddy. We get into the lobby. Roddy joins the lobby and he goes, hey guys, I'm gonna go cast the other one. Like, damn it. Alright. I get it, it's fine. It's fine. He wants to start the fresh series. But it is just funny. But I appreciate that the players were willing to, wait a little bit, restart the game to make sure to get the casters in. It's always appreciated. Yeah. But now that Roddy's not casting this, because he doesn't have good taste. What can I say? Doesn't have good taste. We're gonna get into game number 3. Finally, spotting in the upper right-hand corner of Dynasty, we have Sizestorm Gaming's MaxBax. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner for Team Liquid, it is Skillous. It is kind of crazy how, like, in each of the games, one player just looked like the better player. That's just how it is sometimes in StarCraft. Not every game can be a perfect game, even for the best players. And, I think game 1 was very strong for Skillous. He looked really good. Looked like he was in control through the whole game, and MaxBax was kind of set off on the wrong foot. Game 2, though, MaxBax seemed to have a very clear understanding of what he needed to do, what he could do to get some damage done. And he just pretty much straight up won the game with it. Skill is struggling to defend that weird little push MaxBax did. And I will say, if MaxBax has a plan of action for a game, he's very, very difficult to play against. But if you're able to interrupt that, put him in a position he's unfamiliar with, or if you're able to predict what his response is going to be to that situation, you can find yourself in a really good spot against him. I think that's kind of what happened in game 1. Skillous put MaxBax in a situation, knew what his response was going to be, and then took advantage of MaxBax going for that response, and was able to just give himself a big economic lead at the start, without MaxBax really having much recourse about it.
Chickenman, man.
Phaser213, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate those Prime subs. A lot of follows as well. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I assume Roddy was saying nice things. Roddy's a lovely human. We love him. Where's the Chickenman costume? Listen, I can't be in the Chickenman costume all the time, Actually, I do still have my Chickenman costume somewhere. I haven't worn it in a very long time. I may have to bust it out again at some point. If I lose like a little bit of weight. It's a little tight. The Chickenman costume's a little tight these days. All right, so Streamer's a little bigger than Streamer was previously. It happens, You get a little older, you grow a certain way, Anyways, game number 3. Skillous is trying to take the gold on the backside of the gold. There is the Rich Vespine Geyser here, obviously, as well as the gold minerals. MaxBax is going to scout this, gets pushed away in the main base, but getting that scout is huge. So let's see how Skillous tries to defend it. He is putting a little bit of pressure on here, just poking MaxBax's base, but Void Ray is out now. Ooh, and he's going to get that Stalker. That's a nice kill. Now is MaxBax just going to put the pressure on? I swear there was a shield battery on the way here. What? Did the Oracle kill it? I feel like it must have been canceled. But that's unfortunate for Skillous, as MaxBax is coming straight across the map right now. But it does look like Skillous is going to have enough units to defend this. Oh, that shield battery not quite done. Oracle going to turn on. Oh, but it gets taken out. MaxBax getting a little too bold with that. A recall of, I assume, probes. With no blink here. Obviously, blink not going to be able to be done for a while. It's going to be very difficult for Skillous to get back and forth from his main and this second base.
Thanks for the stream.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Erdian. I appreciate it. Chat being real nice right now. Well, looks like MaxPax has decided not to get hyper aggressive. He wanted to pressure, but didn't end up going for it. But yeah, going to be very difficult for Skills to get back and forth from these positions. I'm a little surprised MaxPax didn't try to push at the front a little bit more. He does have a pylon going down now at that front. So he might just go for some two-base aggression. I don't think MaxPax spotted the Nexus here. It's really only just started for Skillis. This could bode really well for MaxPax's aggression. Skillis trying to take this third. MaxPax, I didn't realize he was taking a third as well, so he's going to be aggressive, but also expand behind it. A classic MaxPax move. And Blink is going to finish for both players very soon. That probe's actually going to spot this as MaxPax starts diving in. Ooh, Stalker's coming from the low ground. Bad positioning here for Skillis. He's fighting up a hill. There's a stasis trap up here. Going to try to take down that Void Ray. Doesn't quite get it. Blink is now done for both players here. Oh my god, that stasis trap. That is huge. 4 Stalkers and 2 Sentries. And MaxPax suddenly, I think, has the ability to just kill this base. And that is really, really painful for Skillis, who took the gamble with the gold base in this game. And it is so far just not paying off. Pylon going to get taken down. That's going to depower one gate. The second pylon, the Tasteless pylon, to back up the Artosis pylon. But they needed a Wolf pylon. Or like a State pylon. Or like a Mole Trap pylon. A Gemini pylon. I don't know. I'm running out of Korean casters. Skillis is running out of Stalkers here. He's going to pull the probes. The Immortal's never going to pop. Stalkers blink up for Skillis. He's trying to take this out. He's lost a lot of probes. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on. Oh, MaxPax blinking out. Skillis trying desperately to hold on to this base. One Adept over here, chewing her way through a couple of these probes, as the Oracle wants to help out as well, but MaxPax diving back in on the front lines. These gateways have been repowered, but this Immortal is just never going to come out. The pylon is not in the right position for that Robo. 16 probes now going down. MaxPax is ahead, 20 workers. He's got a third base behind this. He is not all in. And it feels like MaxPax just has an insurmountable lead now. Even if Skillis holds on, he's in just a terrible, terrible spot. And MaxPax is not stopping this aggression. He's also not stopping his expansions back at home, as he is taking now that gold base that Skillis has been holding on to. 33 probes have died. Skillis is at just about half the worker count of his opponent. MaxPax also has the Stalker count here in his favor, and he's got +1 halfway done. It looks like the Immortal is finally going to get out, but I think it might just be too late, as the third base is about to die. The last of the Stalkers going down, and that Immortal walks out just in time to see, I believe, 2 Gs here out of Skillis. I was really trying to time that up. I was trying to get the GG to happen at that moment, but I think it's going to happen here just a few seconds later. The Immortal goes down. There's the GG. MaxPax takes the 2-1 victory over Skillis. Skillis trying to be a little cheeky there with that gold Nexus, and it just doesn't quite work out for him. MaxPax scouting it immediately with the Oracle, and able to take a little bit of an advantage of that opening from Skillis. GG.